Have you ever wondered why some prayers feel like they pierce the heavens, while others seem to echo in silence? In today's reflection, we're diving into the powerful words of Psalm 5, not just to recite them, but to decode them. What makes a morning prayer not only heard, but answered? What's the secret to unlocking divine protection over your life, your family, your future? Stay with me through this journey, and by the end of this video, you'll understand how a simple but heartfelt prayer can change the course of your day and even your destiny. Embracing the new dawn. As the first light of dawn breaks through the darkness, we find ourselves at the threshold of a new day, a fresh opportunity to seek guidance, strength, and protection from our Heavenly Father. In these quiet moments, before the world stirs, we turn our hearts to God, drawing inspiration from the profound words of Psalm 5. The essence of Psalm 5. Psalm 5 is a heartfelt morning prayer by David, expressing his deep yearning for God's guidance and protection. He begins with a plea. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my meditation. Hearken unto the voice of my cry, my King and my God. For unto thee will I pray. Psalm 5, 1-2. David's words resonate with anyone who has faced challenges and sought divine intervention. His prayer is not just a request for help, but a declaration of unwavering trust in God's righteousness. The discipline of morning prayer. David emphasizes the importance of starting the day with prayer. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning, O Lord. In the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee, and will look up. Psalm 5-3. This practice of morning prayer sets the tone for the day, aligning our thoughts and actions with God's will. It's a discipline that brings clarity, peace, and purpose, especially amidst the chaos of daily life. Seeking righteousness amidst adversity. David acknowledges the presence of evil and deceit in the world. For thou art not a God that hath pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. Psalm 5-4. Yet, he chooses to focus on God's righteousness, seeking a path that leads away from temptation and towards divine truth. This choice reflects a conscious decision to live in alignment with God's principles, even when faced with adversity. Trusting in God's protection. David's trust in God's protection is unwavering. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. Psalm 5:11. This verse reminds us that placing our trust in God brings joy and a sense of security, knowing that He is our defender against all harm. The power of faith. In my own life, I've experienced moments of uncertainty and fear. During these times, turning to prayer and placing my faith in God has provided comfort and guidance. Like David, I've learned that starting the day with prayer fosters a deeper connection with God, helping me navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. The shield of God's favor. David concludes with a powerful affirmation. For thou, Lord, wilt bless the righteous. With favor wilt thou compass him as with a shield. Psalm 5:12. This imagery of God's favor as a shield illustrates the protective and encompassing nature of divine love. It's a reminder that living righteously invites God's blessings and safeguards us from harm. A lesson in faith and protection. Psalm 5 teaches us the importance of beginning each day with prayer, seeking God's guidance, and trusting in His protection. By aligning our lives with His righteousness, we invite His favor and experience the joy and security that come from a deep, abiding faith. As we move forward, let's embrace the discipline of morning prayer, allowing it to shape our days and fortify our spirits. In doing so, we not only draw closer to God, but also find the strength to face whatever challenges lie ahead. There's something sacred about the stillness of morning, the quiet before the world wakes up, the softness of first light creeping through the curtains. It's in that moment, where the air feels unspoken and clean, that we're invited into communion with God. David in Psalm 5 chose the morning not by accident. It's a time when our minds are clear, not yet cluttered with tasks and distractions. That moment becomes a gateway to start the day, not just in action, but in alignment with God's will and wisdom. For many of us, the first instinct might be to reach for a phone, check the news, or plan the day. But what if we paused instead? What if we sat with a cup of coffee and whispered a simple, honest prayer? Something like, "Lord, today I don't have all the answers, but I trust you do. Lead me." This is not about performance or perfection. It's about presence. Prayer isn't a ritual to check off. It's a relationship to live out. And every morning we choose to show up in that space is a morning we position our hearts under the covering of divine peace. Choosing righteousness when the world offers compromise. David's prayer in Psalm 5 boldly states that wickedness cannot dwell with God. That might sound harsh to modern ears, but it's a reminder that God's holiness is not something we can dilute to fit into our comfort zones. In today's world, righteousness often feels like swimming upstream. We're constantly exposed to shortcuts, compromises, and choices that blur the lines between what's right and what's easy. Whether it's in our workplaces, relationships, or even our thoughts, the temptation to stray can be subtle yet persistent. But here's the beauty of it: righteousness isn't about never making mistakes. It's about the posture of the heart. Are we willing to be corrected? Are we open to growth, to conviction, to choosing truth even when it costs us? I've had moments in my own life when doing the right thing wasn't popular, when telling the truth meant facing consequences. But every time I honored God's ways, I found peace that no worldly approval could offer. Righteousness, though often unseen, becomes the quiet armor we wear when no one else is looking. I've had moments in my own life when doing the right thing wasn't popular, when telling the truth meant facing consequences. But every time I honored God's ways, I found peace that no worldly approval could offer. Righteousness, though often unseen, becomes the quiet armor we wear when no one else is looking. Finding God in times of trouble. Psalm 5 reflects David's heart in a time of distress. He wasn't praying from a palace of ease. He was pleading for help, for justice, for deliverance from deceitful enemies. And yet, his trust remained firm. Life is rarely smooth. Some days, storms come unexpectedly: sickness, betrayal, financial strain, anxiety. It's tempting in those moments to wonder if God has turned his face. But David teaches us otherwise. In the very midst of trouble, he prays. He chooses faith. I remember a season in my life filled with uncertainty. Every door I knocked on seemed to remain shut. My prayers felt unanswered. But looking back, I now see that God was protecting me from paths I wasn't meant to walk. He was building something deeper in me: endurance, humility, trust. Trouble doesn't mean God is absent. Sometimes it means He's closer than ever, teaching us to lean not on our own understanding, but on His unwavering promises. The protective embrace of God's favor. One of the most comforting images in Psalm 5 is God's favor as a shield. Not a small umbrella or a fragile covering, but a shield. Strong, immovable, full of purpose. This favor isn't reserved for perfect people. It's for those who seek Him, who trust Him, who surrender their will in exchange for His. God's favor may not always look like what we expect. It may not be riches or accolades. Sometimes it's protection from unseen danger, strength in weakness, or peace in chaos. I've come to learn that favor is often felt most deeply in the moments we should have fallen but didn't, because His hand was holding us up. It's in the job that didn't come through, only to discover a better opportunity a few weeks later. It's in the relationship that ended, only to make room for healing and true love. His favor doesn't just lead us forward, it shields us along the way. As we wrap up today's time of prayer and reflection, carry this truth with you. God hears you, not just the words of your mouth, but the posture of your heart. Psalm 5 is more than ancient poetry. It's a reminder that each morning is an invitation to trust again, to walk in righteousness, and to rest in God's protection. Whether your path today is smooth or uncertain, know that you are not walking it alone. The shield of His favor surrounds those who seek Him with sincerity. If this message spoke to you, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts or your prayer requests. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Prayer Decode and be part of a growing community of believers seeking truth, encouragement, and power through prayer. Until next time, may the peace of God guide your steps, and may His unfailing love be your strength. God bless you, and remember, the answers you seek begin with the prayers you pray.